Wicked is iconic, the fifth longest running musical in Broadway history, and still it's going strong. Paul Wontorek's here to pull back the curtain on the legend who plays the Wizard of Oz.
Thanks, Tamsin. A Tony Award winner for DREAMGIRLS, Cleavant Derricks is a Broadway legend who is back on the boards as the all-powerful wizard in Wicked. I got a chance to talk to him about his incredible career at the Citizen M Hotel. Welcome back to Broadway. I've certainly missed you. It's nice to have you back on the boards.
It's good to be back on the boards, my friend. I got to tell you, it really is. Once you're on Broadway and you've done Broadway, it never leaves you. It's always in your heart, as well as the city, New York City. So it's good to be back.
You are playing the wizard in Wicked, and he's a sentimental man. I was going to ask you, how sentimental are you about doing this show right now in your life?
It's a great way to come back to Broadway.
Yeah.
Number one, it's
and a big hit.
Yes, and a big hit, and with a great company. It's a joy. I can't jump around like I used to. So this is kind of nice to kind of like glide through and have nice little songs that you can sing. And it's a great way to kind of like come back to New York City and enjoy what brought you to the theater in the first place.
So tell me about that. When did you first get to New York, and what was that kid like?
I got to New York in 1977. I want you to know that I have a twin brother, and he was already here, and he was doing Your Arms Too Short to Box with God.
Yep.
I came in to study with Vanette Carroll, who had directed Your Arms Too Short to Box with God. So he brought me down to the workshop, which was called the Urban Arts Corps, and I was there to study acting. And I sat outside of the lobby, and I waited, and I would have to wait to be invited in. So I would walk down from 86th Street all the way down to 17th Street every day, wait in the lobby to see if I would get in to begin to learn to be an actor.
Wow.
I did that for about 2.5 months. And I told my brother, I've had enough. He said, she wants to know if you really, really want to be an actor. At that same time, my dad had passed away, and I left New York to go back to bury him. And my brother called me and said, listen, he said, I've auditioned for the revival of Hair. I can't do it because I'm doing Your Arms Too Short to Box with God. You've got to come up because I've told Tom Horgan, you can do this part.
Wow.
So I came up and I auditioned for Tom Horgan, got the part, and did that on Broadway. So that was my really first big break on Broadway. After that, I had no problems going into the Urban Arts Corps to learn to be an actor.
Are you and your brother identical twins?
Identical twins.
So it was just kind of like, he was like, well, they like me, so
right.
My brother can do it too. He looks just like me.
Just like me. He sings better than I do, and you should use him. And sure enough, I went in and got that part. And I started doing workshops after that. And Loretta Devine, whom I had worked with in one of the workshops, I passed her in the street one day. She said, Cleavant, she said, I'm doing a piece called Big Dreams, and I'm doing it down to Michael Bennett Studios. And she said, you should come down because Tom Iron is looking for you. So I get my briefcase with all my music and all, and I go down. Tom Iron opens the door. Cleavant, where the hell have you been? I've been looking for you. Get on in here, man. So I walk in and I'm introduced to Henry Krieger at the piano. And Henry is like, we have this song for you, Cleavant. We want you to hear this number. Henry Krieger. I've never known a man that could play a piano and you hear an entire band. And he did that with Fake Your Way to the Top. And I was like, oh my God, that is a song of a lifetime. And that's how I began with DREAMGIRLS.
Wow. There are famous credits, and then there are iconic credits. In DREAMGIRLS, I never got to see you play James Thunder early, but the album is so iconic. I grew up with your voice in my head, singing those songs. It kind of gives people a whole different connection to it, doesn't it?
Yes,
I mean,
it
it lives on in a whole different way because of that album.
It truly does. I give credit to Michael Bennett because when we were in the workshops doing the show, and the script, he sat down and he just looked at it, and we went through it. He said, you know what? He said, what if we sing the book?
So a lot of those scenes were originally spoken.
They were really spoken.
Like the firing of Jimmy, one of my favorite tracks.
Yes.
So good.
To this day, it was such a fascinating experience that I had in my life that I'll never forget. That show had fire to it. It had life to it. and the Tonys were the icing on the cake.
You're kind of known for working alongside big singing divas. So now you got the Witches of Oz.
Oh my God.
How are those? How are the witches over at Oz?
They're awesome. The witches are awesome. Each actress has certain elements of their character that enrich you and allow you to take your character and incorporate what they're doing into your character, which is a growth, which is something that you go, oh yeah, this is meat on the table, baby. Go ahead and take it. So you enjoy that.
Yeah.
It's really, really incredible, the talent. Not only just the lead actors, but the talent of the chorus, man, my God. All of those wonderful kids who are triple threats and the ones who fly on the wires, it's almost like a Cirque du Soleil part of it. You know what I mean? It's incredible.
Do you still get excited when it's ready to hit the stage and
Oh,
you hear the orchestra, you hear the audience?
Every night, my man, every night. I'm telling you, the whole theater, everyone knows Cleavant. Cleavant's got this high energy. I'll come off of that stage after the first act and I'm loud and I'm boisterous and I'm like, oh my God, did you hear? Oh man, I'm on fire. I knocked a minute off of that. Oh my God. It really is. It's thrilling and you never get tired of it. I'll never get tired of it. And my family will see it and they'll tell you, he loves it. He lives to act.